Hello everybody, this is Saberrex coming to you live with my 8th video review for the Beasts of the Mesozoic 1/6 Scale Raptors Series action figures by Creative Beast Studio and David Silva. And today we are going to be looking at figure number 3 in the toy line, Tsaagan mangas. So here we are, there it is. And before we take a look at this figure, let's take a quick look at the packaging for it. So here is the packaging for Tsaagan mangas. So, Beasts of the Mesozoic, the universal illustration by Jonathan Quo, which is magnified here, and the color scheme for this dinosaur is based on that of an Egyptian vulture, which I think really works for Tsaagan, because the Egyptian vulture has the white ruff of feathers, and Tsaagan, as a name, actually means white. So, works really well for that. And, yeah, just absolutely gorgeous. Inside we have the removable diorama you can place behind the figure for added effect. This is, again, the dunes of Mongolia. This is another Mongolian raptor, just like Velociraptor and Velociraptor, which are Tsaagan's closest cousins, as a matter of fact. But yeah, there you have that. On the back we have the full body illustration by Jonathan Quo, again with that Egyptian vulture coloration. Some fun facts about the dinosaur itself. There's actually a little manufacturing error where it says Horseshoe Canyon Formation, Southwest Canada. In truth, Tsaagan actually lived in the Mongolian desert in the Jadokta Formation alongside Velociraptor. It was contemporaneous with Velociraptor and Velociraptor, and probably would have eaten the same things. Moving on, we have the list of figures in the toy line, excluding the Fan's Choice variants. And there we have that. So let's move on to the figure itself. So here is Tsaagan mangas, and I have to say he is gorgeous. Same head as Velociraptor overall, because it is a very close relative. It does have the same wing mold as Velociraptor, so I like that they're showing that it is related to Velociraptor. In fact, Velociraptor is probably Tsaagan's closest relative out of all the Velociraptorine dromaeosaurs. Yeah, they are believed to be sister taxa to one another, which means they are more closely related to each other than to anything else. But I love the, as I said, I love the feathers on this, and I love the mold as well as the eye color, and again, that Egyptian vulture color scheme really works for that. And interestingly enough, he has the same ruff around his neck as Velociraptor and Zenuanlong. So I found that very, very interesting. And I think it works really well. It does limit some mobility in the neck, but it does work really, really well with these figures. He does also have the same ruff on his back that Zenuanlong and that Zenuanlong has as well. So I think that's a very nice combination there. Now he does have all 26 points of articulation that are universal to the Beasts of the Mesozoic figures: the claws, the arms, the legs, the tail with the wire in it, the movable jaws, the neck, everything in regards to that can be posed. Even the hands, which is again universal for these figures, the 26 points of articulation. And showing off the tail, I have him with his tail out horizontally in the higher positioned ball peg as opposed to the lower position one that allows the tail to stand more vertically. So just thought I'd demonstrate that with this one. But yeah, I really love this figure. He's just absolutely gorgeous. And he was actually one of the original 3 dinosaurs in the toy line that started the Beasts of the Mesozoic, along with Velociraptor and Atrociraptor. So he's one of the original 3. So he is a little bit more expensive than the ones that came after, along with, again, Velociraptor and Atrociraptor. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And overall, I have to say Tsaagan is a very interesting dinosaur. It was once thought, because of its similarities, to be a species of Velociraptor, but it turns out it's actually different enough that it has been moved into its own genus. And the fact that there are 3 Mongolian raptors in the same time and in the same place indicates that there must have been a lot of prey for all these raptors to hunt. And it interests me to know what it is they were all eating. I mean, Velociraptor definitely hunted Protoceratops, but what did Tsaagan and Velociraptor hunt? That's what makes me curious. But yeah, he's absolutely gorgeous. Now, like all the Beasts of the Mesozoic figures, he does have the clear, translucent plastic display stand, which also comes with this piece for just leaning him against his stand, and the clip-on piece, which I put on here because it gives them a little bit more stability than the leaning stand would, just because Tsaagan seems to be a little bit torso heavy, or at least I find him to be a little bit torso heavy. The underside of the stand, which is a desert stand just like Velociraptors and Velociraptors, also comes with a compartment for the extra sets of toes, which I've stored here for safekeeping. And yeah, it's just gorgeous. He does have the same tail mold as Velociraptor, albeit in a different color. But yeah, he's absolutely gorgeous. He's just a perfect blending of what Velociraptor and Velociraptor are like. And he is really closely related to both. And he is also closely related to a Saberrex as well, which is a North American Velociraptorine dromaeosaur I will be covering in a later video. But yeah, I just love I just love this figure, and the amount of detail on it is just absolutely stupendous. Yeah, when I've said it before and I'll say it again, but David Silva did a spectacular job in regards to the Beasts of the Mesozoic, in regards to their detail and their accuracy. I mean, there really are no other toys in regards to dinosaurs that come anywhere near close to museum quality pieces than these. These are where the future lies in regards to dinosaur toys. And I've said it before as well, but we were also going to be getting a second line from the Beasts of the Mesozoic, which will be the horned dinosaurs, the ceratopsians like Triceratops, Pachyrhinosaurus, and Styracosaurus, just to name a few. We're actually getting all the members of the Ceratopsidae, all the big horned dinosaurs. There's like, as I said, Triceratops, Pachyrhinosaurus, Styracosaurus, Centrosaurus. So I look really forward to that, and I think after that, if it's successful, we might get the Tyrannosaurs as well. So in case that does happen, I'm looking forward to it. But nevertheless, until then, it's just, and I'm just extremely happy with what I've got here. So there you have Tsaagan mangas. Now, size comparison wise, I think he is more intermediate in size than some of the other ones. I definitely think Velociraptor is a little bit bigger than him, but let's compare him to some of these other ones here. So here he is with his cousin Velociraptor, which you can see here. And I'm actually a little bit surprised. I think Velociraptor is slightly shorter. That actually surprises me a bit. Like maybe a quarter to a half, or maybe about a quarter inch. But Tsaagan is actually a little bit larger. I'm actually a little bit surprised. He is actually the longest out of. He is actually the longest, along with Velociraptor, out of all these figures so far. Yeah, and yeah, it's actually quite surprising. So there you have that. Here he is with a Velociraptor. There we go. A Velociraptor is definitely shorter. Maybe a little taller at the hip, but I'm not exactly sure. Might be just the position I have a Velociraptor in. But yeah, a Velociraptor is definitely shorter lengthwise. Here he is with Balar. And Balar is most definitely shorter. Overall, Balar is most definitely shorter. As I said, Balar is, as I've said multiple times, the shortest figure in the bunch. Here he is with Dromaeosaurus. Yeah, with Dromaeosaurus. Dromaeosaurus is a little bit taller, but there's no comparison with Tsaagan for length. And there's also no comparison between Zenuan long, which you see here, and Tsaagan for length. Tsaagan is definitely longer. They do have the same mold for the piece of soft plastic, the feathers that adorn the shoulder, which is very interesting, and of course they have the same neck ruff. So, very interesting in that regard. I really like that they use that ruff from multiple pieces. Here he is compared to Pyroraptor. Pyroraptor is slightly taller, I would think. Not by much, but just enough. But again, Tsaagan has him beat in regards to length. And last but not least, here he is with Velociraptor, his cousin. And again, they both have the same wing mold. Velociraptor is slightly taller, I think. But, yeah, Tsaagan and him are, I think, almost equal in length. I'm actually having trouble differentiating which of them is larger. So there you have that. Very interesting that they might be about the same size. I'm actually having trouble differentiating which one of them is longer. Velociraptor definitely has Tsaagan beat in regards to height at the hips, but overall, I can't really tell in regards to length. But yeah, all three of these raptors from the desert, Velociraptor, Tsaagan, and Velociraptor, just to show them all off here, if you can see that. Yeah, they all belong from the same habitat, and they probably would have on occasion all fought each other. So, just a fun little fact for you there. And I enjoy showing that off, just to show you all three raptors together from the same habitat. Yes, and as I said earlier, because he was one of the original 3 dinosaurs presented for the Beasts of the Mesozoic toy line, Tsaagan is Probably going to be a little bit more expensive on creativebeast.com, which is where these figures are being sold now, because again, backer kit, the backer kit store closed in regards to getting the Beast of the Mesozoic figures there. But yeah, if you really want something different from Velociraptor but looks like Velociraptor and lives at the same time, I would definitely say get Tsaagan. He is a gorgeous figure, and because it's based on a real, because its coloration is based on a real bird, I really, really highly recommend this figure becoming part of your collection. It's too good to pass up. Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't. So this is Saberrex signing off, saying you're never too old to play with toys. Don't be afraid to unleash your inner child, and have a good day. Thank you.